I found a new cider in Aldi. It's called Cloudy Lemon. It's well good, and it's only 3%, so I feel like on a Sunday, not bad.
In Aldi.
Yeah. What's that?
Solo, like Cloudy Lemonade. I don't know why I'm putting it up there. You can't see it. Cloudy Lemonade.
All I could see were a shield. Great branding on its can, though.
Best drink in Australia. So did you watch Community Shield?
Yeah, watched all of it.
Sure.
Watched it.
I
Sat
thought
it
it was
down.
decent. Can't be bad. Bit dark here, so we're watching it in garden.
Yeah, we have sun and hot weather, and although it did rain every 20 minutes, so I kept putting cover on chair and taking it back off, and putting cover on chair and taking it back off, and just going around in circles. They were like, you know, like when you watch a cricket match and it starts raining and they all run on with covers. They were like that. Us all running out with cover for barbecue and for chair, and then all run back inside.
You get 2 overs and you have to go back inside, and then you get another 5 overs and go back inside. And then they wonder why it takes 5 days to play 2.5 hours.
And it's a draw.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a decent game, to be fair. I thought, considering all, it was the first game of the season. I thought first half is good. Like, I mean, I wrote about it earlier saying that City just pass you to sleep, don't they? They just, I know they're a possession-based team, but God, it's difficult to watch sometimes because they just keep the ball forever.
I said that a few times last season. It's like they just bore teams to death. Eventually, they bore you into submission, but they give you a chance.
I think they bore you into a mistake, don't they?
Yeah.
They pass the ball around. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that's their style of play, and they win. But there just becomes a point in that first 30 minutes where you're just like, throwing the fucking ball on the pitch, because this is just, you know, I am sick of watching it go from left to right and left to right. And because they had no De Bruyne, they had no one to unlock the defence. Man United was sitting deep because they've got 95-year-old Johnny Evans and Adam Maguire who can't run at the back. So it was just a non-event, wasn't it? It was just 35 minutes of City ball, really. But I
it's weird though, because
after that it became a good game.
If that's England in a Euros match, the media goes mental of how poor it is, how bad it is, outside to side,
and England did play quite a bit like that, didn't they? England played quite a bit like that in Euros against some.
But we got slated for it.
Exactly, and because it is boring. But I suppose the difference is City always find a way to win, don't they? Whereas England don't.
True.
If you're going to win, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're winning, does it matter? I mean, Arsenal used to be boring, didn't they, when they used to win 1-0 every week? But they used to win 1-0 every week, so
true.
It were, boring Arsenal. But if you're winning, aren't you? But
absolutely.
I'm glad I didn't pay a couple £100 to go to it anyway for the first 30 minutes, because it'd have been a hard watch. But I thought in the second half, I thought after about 35 minutes, it was a good game. I thought it took United to come out a little bit and change the game a little bit. So yeah, I thought it was decent Liverpool.
I think it's a hard game to judge because it's first game of the season. You've got players still coming back from Euros. You've got players that are not training very
nobody,
much.
Did they? City's team, no, unbelievable.
And it also doesn't help that it's a glorified exhibition.
I mean, I've said already that I'm not sure it should even be a game anymore.
I think it needs to be changed as what it is as a game, so it needs to follow the European route. So it should be the English Super Cup and not a Charity Shield, Community Shield, whatever you want to call it. It should be made a big spectacle of. It should be played maybe on a Wednesday night, and made a proper deal of, like they do in Europe for the two best teams of the previous season. Not
don't they
pointless Saturday afternoon game.
Play that during their season as well, or do they still play it before?
I think a couple of them do it sort of 2 games into season, 3 games into season. I think Spanish Super Cup is literally right at that season, but there has been a couple of games. Whereas for us, it just seems a pointless summertime festival exhibition. Oh, look, we've started season with. It's not really a major trophy. It's just I don't.
It's just a dead game, isn't it? It's just another dead game. I mean, nobody took it serious yesterday. I mean, Man United played a stronger side than City did, but you look at the players that we were missing. And then you look at the players City are missing. People who've paid all that money to go there, not really getting much value for it, are they?
And then you've got Pep talking about giving kids a go just because it's a chance for them. It's like, well, this is, like I said, there's nobody taking this seriously. It's just about in a park in front of 70,000 people.
Yeah, there were a real lack of quality, I think, from.
Well, we didn't have a shot on target for 60 odd minutes, did we?
No, and like I said, there were no ability, were they, in that final third? So.
No, but people still get up to speed.
He's like he would just a drifter and Haaland up front. I don't think he got in the game in the first half at all. So.
Has he been found out a little bit? Yes, he's a great goal scorer, and he will always poach goals from anywhere. But have teams started to figure out how you can play against him, and he's not going to run through teams anymore like he did?
Don't know. I mean, when he played, Man United played in his first season, and he just bullied everybody. You know, it was too strong for him, too fast for him. I think they've probably found City out a little bit more, haven't they? And how they play to him. But he don't really get involved in the game, does he? It's just a case of being there to score the goals. He's like a Ruud van Nistelrooy who just just there to put the ball in the back of net, really, I suppose. He's not.
Yeah, he's got no interest in involved in build-up. He don't really care if he don't see ball for the first 40 minutes as long as he gets a goal at some point.
And if you look at his stats, I mean, his stats are horrendous, other than his goal-scoring stats. Every other stat, his play stats during the games, are shocking.
Yeah, because he doesn't try to get involved. He doesn't need
goals a year, doesn't
he? Yeah.
So who's going to argue? Again, it's one again. If you're winning, who cares? If you're scoring, who cares?
I mean, his only problem is if he ever has a really bad season, then is it going to go, oh, hang on, he's not the player that he thought he was, because his contribution without scoring is little. And I get he's a centre forward and his contribution is just to score, but if you have dry spells, you've got to be bringing something else to a team.
This will be the season that's tough for him, I think, because if they have found him out, then he's going to have to find a new way of doing it. But at the minute, City don't have. If the other lad leaves, Alvarez leaves, they don't really have a backup, do they?
League doesn't. I was looking at it yesterday. Centre forwards in the league are nearly non-existent. I mean, you've got Ivan Toney, you've got Ollie Watkins, you've got Haaland.
Don't have one, do they? Arsenal don't have a
they're playing
striker. Really. Chelsea will have a striker because they own half of Europe, but I mean, they don't have one that stands out as a actual striker, do they? That I can think of.
I mean, no, it was Nicholas Jackson last season, and he's
Jackson, and they've got that other kid on there. I can't remember his name. And Cuckoo, I would say he's not a striker either, is he?
But with the amount of money they've spent, they should have about 14 strikers.
They've got 40. I mean, what they've got 8 goalkeepers, they say now.
I think they've got enough players in each position of about 7 teams.
They signed a goalkeeper 2 days ago, and I think that's their 8th goalkeeper now.
Yeah, so have they not got about 63 players on their books now? Something like that. I'm sure there's something they've got. It's just stupid.
Well, yeah, I think they had 40 somehow on loan 2 years ago, didn't they? Plus you've got a 26-man squad, so yeah, you will have best part of 70 players, I bet, won't they?
It's crazy. And I don't get how they can keep buying them all with FFP. That doesn't seem to make any sense.
I mean, I don't understand FFP, if I'm totally honest. It seems like the most stupid rule in the world. It's the only rule in the world where they're actually allowing you to make no money. They're not stipulating you need to be profitable. They're stipulating how much you're allowed to lose.
Yeah, is it a percentage up to a maximum of so many million? I think it works out.
Was it 110 million pound loss over 3 seasons? That was what they allowed for. But, I mean, how's that a sustainable way of operating if you're allowing teams to lose? I mean, who can lose 110 million every 3 years and still survive?
Because by over a 10-year span, you're saying that's a third of £1 billion that you can just piss up the wall and nobody cares.
Somebody's paying for it, aren't they? It's not free money.
It's all oil money. It's fine.
Come out of fans' pocket, won't it?
Oh yeah, because then they'll just put season ticket prices up 30% a year to cover it all off.
Well, they're going to need to, because I made they bought Pedro Neto, didn't they? €60 million, I think, $60 million. I don't know what currency they were quoting in the other day. I mean, you look at the players I bought over the last, I think it was 3 transfer windows I looked at. I mean, first of all, 90% of them I've never even heard of, and I don't know where they are now. I mean, when he first came, that's this season. It's when he first came in. I mean, you put players like Petrovic, Washington, Lavia, Sanchez, I don't know what his name is, Ungokchiwaku, Gabriel. I mean, there's like, if I look at them ones I've just listed there, we've got 40, 60, 70, 120, 130, 140, 150 million pounds worth of players. I've never heard of them. Never heard them play for Chelsea.
No, it's just a free for all.
It's just an absolute. I mean, the amount of players he's bought, the numbers are just absolutely frightening. That Chelsea are willing to spend. I mean, they've gone at it again this summer, haven't they?
But you wouldn't mind if you thought it were taking them forward. They're just spending, and bringing players through the door like they're going out of fashion. But actually, what are they getting out of it? It's just...
I mean, they were a bad side last season. I think towards the back end of the season they seemed to sort it out, but they've changed manager again, haven't they? So it's like a total reset for them. I mean,
the club's just a revolving door of everything.
How many of them players did Pochettino want, and how many is the new guy going to want?
And how many are actually signed by the manager, and how many are just signed by a sporting director or whatever it is?
The theory is in a modern club that the manager doesn't sign them now, isn't it? The idea is that they have a team above the manager that buys the players, and then whichever manager comes in, you've got continuity. So you buy in certain players that play in certain positions with a certain style of play. So it doesn't matter who your manager is, you're always going to sort of have a general fit. But I mean, if you can tell me that Chelsea are buying a certain style of player or a certain model of player, you're a better man than me, because I mean, I don't even think they know who they're buying.
I'm not even sure that model works though, because surely a manager's got to have more input into signings because he's the one picking the team, and he's got to be the one to formulate a squad of players that he wants for how he wants to play. Because I don't think a manager can really tell a sporting director or whatever you want to call him what he wants.
I'm guessing, like with the Brighton theory, is they employ a manager that plays the style of football they want to play. They've already got the players in to play the style of football they want to play. Now, yeah, the manager may come in and say, I need a different striker because he doesn't score me enough goals. But the idea is you've got the sort of, if you're going to play like a pressing game, then you've got the sort of players that can play that. If you're going to play, sitting on the counter attack, you've got pacey wingers that can get forward. The idea is a set up to play in a certain way, and you employ a manager to manage in that way, rather than what Chelsea do is employ a manager, buy a load of players that manager likes, sack the manager, buy a load of players the next manager likes, sack that manager, and then so 3 managers down the window, they've bought 20 players, and they're on to the 4th manager who wants none of them. And that's all they've done. I mean, they're just moving them back out the door now, aren't they? The people they bought when he first came in are now going back out the door now because they didn't want him, basically. So it's just madness.
But it goes back to the whole thing in football of continuity. You've got to stop just sacking managers left, right, and centre just because it seems like a fun thing to do. I mean, Chelsea have basically become the Alpine of football. They just sack everybody, buy new, sack them, buy new, and just keep going around in circles.
But how can they possibly not fall foul of financial fair play doing that?
Because I suppose they do sell people. I mean, they got 65 million for Kai Havertz, which at the time looked great money.
There's going to be so many players that they can sell that they haven't paid big money for. Yeah. They're now getting round to the time where all the players they were selling were people that come through the academy, people that bought small amounts, people that picked up for a bargain. But all of them have gone now. So all the players that they bought 3 years ago, when they spent whatever they spent there, 300 million, they're not going to recoup that money because none of them players they bought are any good. True. You're looking at like they bought Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo for £200 million. They're never getting 200 million back for them two.
No, because Caicedo has been a bit of a flop since he went to Chelsea, and
Fernandez has just gone off rails again now. I mean, he's just costing something. You're looking at Roma Lavia, 53 million for Southampton. I don't think I've seen him kick a ball for Chelsea. So what's he worth?
Nothing. Absolutely
you've
nothing.
Just got millions and millions. And Cuckoo again, injured all the time. Nicholas Jackson with 30 million. He can't even hit the net. He's horrendous. I mean, who scouted him and thought we'd pay 30 million for him? So they're just the time to recoup money is gone now for them. So I don't know. That's why they're selling off all the young assets, aren't they?
There's no Chelsea tried to do a little bit what Man City did. So Man City bought Calvin Phillips for a stupid amount of money, basically just to stop anybody else buying him. So what Chelsea did is went and bought the whole of Europe to try and stop anybody else buying them, but they just bought all the shit that nobody wanted anyway.
The thing is, for City, the City had a great team. Calvin Phillips weren't really going to affect them. If he didn't play, it didn't matter. If he did play, he were a good backup. Chelsea had a crap team, and they've just been out and bought more crap, haven't they? It's just crap. I mean, I didn't realise they paid 75 million for Wesley Fofana. I don't even know who Wesley Fofana is.
I've heard the name, but as to what his achievements are or where he ranks in the game doesn't really mean a lot to me. But then they've got some decent players, like they've got Cole Palmer. But they don't seem to be building. They don't seem to be building a squad or a team. They're just buying players.
£40 million is a bargain, really. But
yeah,
it's about the only bargain I can see.
Something the rest. I mean, Axel Disasi,
I think he's from Monaco again. I mean, he's a defender, but he ain't 40 million. Well, I don't know what 40 million quid looks like on a football pitch anymore, but he definitely ain't 40 million.
Mudryk, 62 million. What a waste of 60 million quid that's been. I mean,
a guy said to me the other day, yeah, but his pace is dangerous. I'm like, well, yeah. If you want somebody fast,
but just get kick ball.
I mean, you can't kick a football. He's absolutely shite. He's got shit hair and he's shit at football.
Mm-hmm. And he's got shit tattoos.
Yeah, he's got shit tattoos as well. He's rubbish. He was rubbish in Euros. He's rubbish for Chelsea. And when are they going to get that money back on him? I mean, no one's paying more than 50 quid and a couple of conkers for him now. He's not used to anybody. No, I still think Barnes are taking.
We're just, well, that club's just a mess.
I didn't watch it. So, did they lose?
Yeah, 2-1. We got battered for the first 30 minutes.
It was 2-1, but I didn't watch it, I must admit, because.
So they came out at blocks quick. We just looked lost, confused, and slightly dazed by the whole thing.
Didn't they just come up who we played, Mansfield?
Yeah, they came up third behind Stockport and Wrexham. Stockport won league, and Wrexham came second. Mansfield came third. It was close, but they set off and they looked like the team that had been in League One for years, and we looked like we'd just come up out of League Two. But we don't have a manager. We've let 5 decent players, well, 4 definitely decent players go. So Devante Cole's gone. Andy Cole's son. We let Herbie Kane go. He was decent. It would take a lot of. He'd missed quite a lot of chances. It would take a lot of him to get a goal sometimes, but he were always a threat and he were always there and thereabouts and causing an issue. But we're just losing players left, right, and centre, and we don't have a manager. We've got a stadium that halfway through, start of last season, building inspector condemned the West Stand because it weren't safe to sit in.
Wow.
So we had to shut that for a while. But believe it or not, we've got some of the richest owners in football.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah. We're owned by some Chinese guy called Chen, I believe, and a consortium of other people. He's worth billions and billions and billions of pounds, and we get a pack of rich tea biscuits every year.
We're back to that, though, isn't it? How can you start being a billionaire, but one, how much are you going to spend on Barnsley? And two, how do you get money into clubs nowadays?
Well, you can't, because FFP says you can't just pump money in.
You can't put money in, can you? You can only spend so much what you generate, and you can only pump in so much through. But I mean, like City have been accused of, generating income through sponsorships that never existed.
And didn't they apparently do some with stadium rights?
Exactly. I mean, they own the company that sponsors the stadium as well. I mean, it's a little bit dodgy, isn't it? Yeah. So it's like, how much money can he put in? I don't understand. But it's almost like being bought by a billionaire now. Just like not even really relevant, is it? Only way you can do anything is he's got to turn Barnsley into something that can generate more cash.
Yeah.
So he's got to use his money outside of Barnsley to promote Barnsley, to get people buying more shirts, turning up to games more often, things like that. So there's more cash available in the club. Otherwise, being a billionaire don't mean anything anymore. It's like Newcastle.
No, true. I was going to say it's like Newcastle. They've got
richest owners in the
Saudi
world,
backed,
richest people in the world. I mean, they've just got an unlimited amount of money, but are going to fail financial fair play, so they're trying to sell everybody.
It's a messed up system, really, that just protects the original top six, big six, whatever you want to call them, because they're established in that
people
group.
Now have already got the money in.
Yeah, I mean, like Aston Villa, they're building a great sort of platform there, and they've got decently rich owners that they could take it for, but they can't spend any money either. So you've got the original top six just protected.
You've got to find revenue streams, haven't you, to get your money in. Otherwise, it's just a total. Like, so you might as well just have a guy with no money because the club's earning the money, not the guy who's owning you.
But surely, them performing on the pitch would generate more revenue. So you allow them to spend some money with the thought process that if all of a sudden they become successful, that will generate revenue to get better TV rights. They'll win competitions. You'll get bigger sponsors. You'll get better players.
It's got to work, and it can't fail, because then you fail foul of everything. Because
true, yeah,
you pump money in. It only works if you do go on and be successful, because then you can justify the money you've put in. But if you don't and you get relegated, then you're totally knackered. Like Birmingham, you're totally knackered, aren't you? Because your money's got in,
yeah, that's true.
And your club's gone downhill, so you'll be creating less money.
A bit like Sheffield Wednesday, 2 seasons ago, they went on a massive push to Premier League, never got there, didn't they? They were in a mess because they nearly relegated.
Same again, they've got them crazy owners, haven't they? That's it's lost the plot, I think.
Well, it's only like Blackburn. They've got the Venkies, but the Venkies can't spend any money now. They're going through the Indian government.
They're still owned by them.
Yeah, but they have to. Any money they try to put into Blackburn Football Club, they have to get approved by the Indian courts. So Blackburn are just in a mess because the owners can't spend any money.
I mean, it's that. I hate all this foreign ownership anyway, mate. All of it. I mean, Man United are owned by a set of retards. It's unbelievable. It's just embarrassing.
Americans owning football clubs, to me, is just never a good idea because they think football's throwing an egg.
Yeah, they don't understand football. They shouldn't be allowed in.
So it's not a great start, is it?
You know, they think baseball's entertaining. And it's not, is it?
No.
It's not entertaining at all. If that's entertainment, I'd rather not watch it.
Oh.
So, yeah, so we're all balanced. So you're not optimistic about winning the league then?
I'm never optimistic about winning the league. Second half we look better. We deserved a draw in end. Definitely deserved a draw. We were much better, but didn't take chances. Don't even get me started on that pink kit. My God, what is that? Who went into a design meeting and went, let's throw a fluorescent pink paint at a t-shirt and see if it sticks?
A friend of mine's a Barnsley fan, and I sent it to him, and he thought, oh, it's got a nice sponsorship badge on front. And I was like, yeah, well, that's one way of looking at it.
It's one of the worst kits I think I've ever seen.
Oh, is it Southampton have done it as well?
I'm not sure. Once I got to our third kit, I gave up on life. I mean, it's like they've put the home kit and the away kit in the wash. It came out faded pink. So like, oh, pink, yeah. That's a good idea. Let's make it really pink.
Yeah, Southampton have done one in baby pink.
Oh, God.
It's properly with a white collar. It's different. It's definitely different. And it's got matching pink shorts and pink socks.
Well, how's it same? You look like a bloody traffic cone on a stormy day.
It's not good. I mean, each to their own, but I can't imagine people buying that.
No,
I'm not buying that anyway. If I were a fan, no chance.
I looked at it and I just laughed. I was like, "What? Why? What are we doing?"
Pink kits, yeah. There's no future for them. They're like,
no,
yeah, there's not. There's no future for them in the game. Let's get rid of them. Room 101 them.
It's a bit like Man United and grey third kits. They go well, don't they?
We're blue now, don't we? We've got City's got a red away kit, and we've got a blue one.
Well, yeah, because you've banned grey from being a colour after all them years ago. You were losing to Southampton at half time and changed it because you were playing crap. Because your players couldn't see each other.
Got to blame someone, haven't you? Talking of blaming, who are we going to blame for his injury crisis? We've got an injury crisis. We've not even started playing yet.
Yeah, a lot of that's bad luck, but a lot of it you've got to look at
How is
the
Luke
training
Shaw
regime wrong.
injured? He went away with England injured. He got fit to play for England. He played a game and a third, a game and a quarter.
In probably minutes, yeah.
And he's injured again. Not fit to play.
I don't think he were ever fit to play, if I'm fully honest. I thought he did well for England. I thought he did all right coming on, but I don't think he was ever fully fit. I think Southgate used him out of...
Great. He's a great left back, but he's never fit.
Southgate used him because he panicked because he didn't have a left back, because he went to the World Cup without one, Euros without one, which is always a great idea.
Yeah, but...
So he used him out of necessity.
It's just an absolute farce. I mean, we've bought a centre-half and he's only played 25 minutes. And he's come off injury.
He's out while Christmas.
He's broke his foot. He's out for 3 months. We've got a young striker that's played a season. He's missing first start season. We've got no left back. It's just absolutely...
You've got Johnny Evans at centre-half.
Johnny Evans played yesterday. I mean, did you see his penalty? I mean...
Yeah, what is that?
Nearly had to phone an ambulance to get him to the penalty spot. I mean, Jesus Christ. I thought he wasn't going to make it.
When you watch the reverse angle, so from behind the goal, he's nearly laid down when he strikes it. No wonder it goes off at crossbar.
Poor lad. He's hacking. He's nearly as old as me. Chuffing hell. I mean, when we signed him back, I get why we signed him back. They brought him in to do some coaching. They brought him into, we've got quite a few young players. But, I mean, he played more games last season than nearly any other centre-half. I mean, towards back in the season, he could barely get around pitch. I mean, we've got him. And we saw it yesterday with Johnny Evans, who 10 years ago we decided wasn't good enough or we'd sell him. And Harry Maguire, who still can't run. He can't get around a football pitch. So we've got a current centre-half who's not fit to get around a pitch and a centre-half who's too old to get around the pitch playing possibly in the opening game of the season on Friday night.
You'd be better playing guy with broken foot.
It's like, I mean, and then last season when we panicked, we put Casemiro there who can get around a pitch even less than both of them at the minute. I mean, he's a fantastic
and he's liable to get booked every time he does.
But he's not, I don't fucking know, it's madness. I mean, I reckon they signed Delete, don't they? So he might be. Yes. We've got to get him over the line before Thursday to get him in line to play Friday night. But fucking hell, him.
And get him to Fulham without being injured.
Yeah, don't let him fall over team bus. They're still talking about potentially buying Branthwaite from Everton as well, because we can't keep centre halves fit. So we're going to do a Chelsea and buy them all. Well, when they're all fit, we'll have a cracking defence when they're all fit. We'll have nobody else on pitch. It'll be like Chelsea will be playing 8 goalkeepers and we'll be playing 14 centre halves. A fantastic game of football. Yeah, it's just, oh God, I mean, who else went fit yesterday? That Xerxes, he's been injured after Euros, so he couldn't play. Somebody else was missing as well. Who else was missing to injury? Missing somebody else to injury as well. So we've got about 8 injuries and we've not even started the season yet.
It's just a worrying sign, but that's a sign that the times are coming out of the European Championship straight into a season, isn't it? It's one of these things that will happen and continue to happen.
Is it not that Nations League next summer as well? Do they not contest that over the summer?
No, it starts. Oh, yeah. So the group stages is September. Yeah, and then the finals is next June, but it's only 3 games. I think there's a semi-final and a final. It's only 3 games you play. I think it's a 2-leg semi-final potentially. No, it won't be a 1-leg semi-final because we lost to Holland all them years ago, didn't we, when we beat Switzerland on a penalty shootout?
I mean, to be fair, by June they'll still be playing Champions League, won't they? That'll only be a second round of 16 by June. It's not scheduled to end while 2030, this year's Champions League. It's a 5-year event.
It's like Test cricket, it just never ends.
18,000 matches. Real Madrid will win it though, after all this.
Yeah, 4 rounds of 16.
Real Madrid. Yeah, just get Real Madrid and I've done with it.
Yeah, because no matter what, it's mind blowing watching them play Champions League football. Because no matter what happens, like how bad it gets, they win. They can be 5-0 down with 10 minutes left and they will still get through. It don't matter. It's irrelevant.
It's almost like it's rigged, isn't it?
It was like watching Real Madrid play Europe Champions League football is like watching Max Verstappen race in 2023. It was just inevitable. He will win. It doesn't matter. All the wheels can fall off the car.
It'll all go wrong and he'd start 15th,
but he can still win.
Well, at 5, he wouldn't lead.
And that's just Real Madrid in Champions League football. It doesn't matter if they've had 3 men sent off.
Real Madrid are more likeable than Max Verstappen, so that does help.
Pol Pot was more likeable than Max Verstappen, let's be honest.
Fucking hell. I don't know. So, who's going to... we're in a little top 6 vote. Who's going to be a top 6 then at Premier League?
City will win it.
So City's going to win. Who's coming second? Putting up spot here. I'll shout these back out in the season.
I don't know if Arsenal have peaked already of what they can do. So I'm going to say Liverpool second, even though I'm not really convinced on that one, and Arsenal third.
Arsenal third.
Fourth. Oh God. Well, Chelsea have got 17. Chelsea have got 17 different squads that they can play, so I'm going to go for Chelsea D.
They can't be tired by the end.
I think it's a toss up between. That sounds a really bad. I don't even believe that as I've said it, if I'm honest, because they won't. Because they'll have sacked manager by January and sent another 20 players.
It's locked in. So you've got City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Villa United.
Villa United. If we went opposite end of the planet, we could fall out, I think, over that. So I'm going to go. It pains me to say it, but yeah, I can't see them beating City. I think Arsenal second. I'm going to go Liverpool third. I think I'll have Man U fourth.
You're doing that just because you look like a bad fan if you didn't put them in the top 4.
Chelsea or Spurs. I'm going to go for Spurs and then Chelsea. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U, Spurs, Chelsea.
I forgot Spurs existed.
I tend to a lot because they are pretty crap, but so that's it. We're in.
Speaking of Spurs, Harry Kane won a trophy at Tottenham, didn't he?
Did he refuse to lift it as well?
Yeah, he run some rant. I don't even know the name of cup, but he won it yesterday with Bayern Munich at Tottenham, which was quite ironic.
It's usually that Audi Cup that they're playing, don't they?
It's somewhat like that. It's some pointless cup that I don't know why
he's not won an actual cup, has he?
No. And
it's for money, mate.
The Super Cup this year.
Puts money in the pockets of the people that need it. I'm sorry, the pockets of the people who don't need it.
Just everything has to be a trophy now. We start seeing. I mean, it used to be Intertoto Cup many moons ago when we were kids, but now we just play like the Audi Cup or the Skoda Cup or the Aldi Shield, and it's just why? Why does everything have to be a cup or a tournament? Just play some warm-up games.
I mean, you can. How much sponsorship money are they getting for that? For somebody to say Audi 1,000 times during commentary, they're loving it, aren't they?
It's ridiculous.
Someone's getting paid an absolute packet for that.
Or just do like Fulham have done and not play any pre-season at all. That works.
Yeah. Fulham played their second game the other night. I don't even know how they went on. Fulham's pre-season. I mean, it's tempting not to call it a pre. Oh, they're lot. Oh, another one. Hoffenheim 2-0. Going into the season in good form.
Exactly.
I mean, at least they won't have got any injuries. No one's played.
So go on then. First game of the season, Friday night. You're at home against Fulham, aren't you? Or are you away?
Home. I'm confident that we're going to have a good season. And it's laughable. But
why?
I just think they've got things. I just think they've turned things around in the background. And I think that's going to make a massive difference because we're not running around like headless chickens anymore. Just willy-nilly buying Marouane Fellaini. And
the background might be better, but Harry Maguire is still at centre half.
Well, the theory is that he's not going to play. I mean, that theory is pretty much been washed out early on it because it's probably going to start against Fulham on Friday night. But I don't know. I suppose every year I'm confident. I was confident when we bought Ronaldo and Sancho in the same summer, and I thought, fucking hell, we're going to win league. We nearly got relegated. So yeah, I just feel like there's a buzz around the place at the minute that says everyone's pulling together. There's one or two bad eggs I've still got to get rid of. I think Sancho needs to go.
Well, he's reconciled with Ten Hag, apologised, because he played yesterday and missed.
He came on as a sub. He's a cock. He needs to go. You can't do that, can you? You know, you're a football player. You can't come out and call your manager and your team out because he's told truth about you. You know, you just can't.
It's the whole spoiled mentality of modern footballers.
Yeah, he is. He's a spoiled brat. But then you've got people like Rashford who supposedly were backing him, so that his head went as well. So I think Sancho's got to go. If we can get him out and get some decent money for him, we need a midfielder because there's just no legs in midfield. Casemiro
You've got Manu and that
get around.
Adam. I'm saying it wrong.
Ahmad.
Him. I knew they were all letters. I just got them in wrong order.
We've got some good players. I mean, Ahmad looked good yesterday, but it just makes sense in midfield. We've got Manu. Casemiro is a great footballer, but he needs legs around him to play, and we just ain't got enough of it. So they've got to get somebody.
I don't think he is a great footballer anymore. I think he's done, and I think he's too old, and I don't know why you signed him on a 74-year contract, paying him the money that you did.
That was exactly the sort of thing that I think won't happen now. Casemiro and Varane are both fantastic names coming through the door. Yeah, it did. And that's why we did everything. You know, you look at right from the off when they bought Marouane Fellaini on transfer deadline day under David Moyes, you just looked at that and thought, fucking hell, is this what we're going to be buying from now on? Last minute signings. I mean, that guy, again, he can't play fucking football, could he? I mean, I know he's good in air, but Jesus Christ. He wants to be playing. I mean, if he's only
good in the air because his hair was 8 foot bigger than anybody else's.
They're doing fantastic in Championship, but other than that, and right from there, we just, we bought Sanchez, didn't we, from Arsenal? Alexis Sanchez, another last minute absolute car crash. Di Maria, just another car crash, and there's just thousands of right through. There's a hope the players they're buying now are a lot more thought out and a bit more structured, and maybe with that they can have a bit of a better start to the season. So probably lose 3-0 to Fulham on Friday night, and that'll be it. I'll be honest, slagging them off at Evan. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, we're just 2 years from 2 years ago now. We're about to lose 2-1 to Brighton at Old Trafford, and then we went to Brentford and got beat 4-0. I think that's.
But you're confident on a good season.
That's the first time I think ever I'd turned a Man United game off before it finished. It was like, yeah, I was in the pub watching it, and it went to 4-0, and I had to leave. I don't think we were ready to leave. I just had to leave because I didn't know what to do. Normally, I'd punch them, but I'm in a bar. I mean, I've turned them off a lot since. I watched a couple of games last season, and I was watching it after it had been on. Yeah, that was pretty difficult to watch when you're 3-0 down.
At least you can fast forward it if you're watching it recorded.
Yeah, no, I'm confident. I'm confident. We will see what Friday night brings, and next week you can laugh at me when we've lost 3-0.
Oh yeah, because I can just easily click that bit back where you said I'm confident of a good season and turn it into
I'm going for 2-0 against Fulham on Friday. That's my prediction.
2-0. I can't see you not conceding a goal with that. If you go into that game with Evans and Maguire as your centre half lineup, you are conceding at least one goal.
Well, it's all about his left back, innit? Because Martinez is fit, Sandro Martinez, so he plays at centre half. So Jenny Evans won't have to play as long as we can find a left back to play. Because Luke Shaw's not fit. Harry Mass I don't know what happened to him yesterday. He was supposed to be playing and didn't play. So whether he's just resting him, knowing we need him Friday, I don't know. But we need a left back. We get a left back. We can get a proper centre half partnership out there. We've got a chance. But we will see. Talking of substandard football, the A-League fixtures got released over here this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. and my adopted team, Perth, start away at MacArthur on, when's this, the 20th of October? I went to watch.
You're just going to have to rewind a little bit. MacArthur, are they any good? Are we talking Barnsley, or are we talking Man City, or are we talking...
Barnsley are winning our league if they come over here. I went and watched a local semi-pro side yesterday, and Jesus, it's poor. Sunday league sides at home are getting the winning league. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
it's not really good quality. But yeah, but I might bite the bullet and go season ticket this season for Perth Glory. It's
I like it. They just have a random second
quid.
name.
Yeah. I mean, there's no glory involved anyway. That is for certain. Yeah. The only good thing about the A-League is Central Coast Mariners Stadium is like the most epic stadium in the world because it's like in the most beautiful place. But the rest of the football is pretty, it's pretty much American-fied. They have like random rounds where everyone plays on one day in one stadium or something stupid like that, and nobody's at home. Everyone's away type of a game. Yeah, that gets underway here on the 18th of October. So that should throw in a bit of fun in there.
And
so I'm going to try and get.
If it's Americanized, I'm guessing you have playoffs at the end of it and things.
Yeah, it's that sort of league season where the table actually doesn't mean anything. You know, like they played 24 games.
It's a bit like Champions League then.
Yeah, you play 24 games and then you pick out how to win the league. So you think the guys finishing top don't win the league, basically. You've got to play a tournament then at the end to win the league. Madness, absolute madness.
It's very much like the Scottish Premier League when they do the relegation playoffs at the end of the season, which always confuses.
I mean, I will say the quality is not as bad as the Scottish Premier League. It's better than the Scottish Premier League. Nothing's as bad as
I don't even know why it exists or why they bother. Celtic are going to win it, Rangers are going to come second, and everybody else is just going to lose for the next 40, 50, 60 years.
It is competitive over here, but it's competing at a certain level that's not.
Yeah.
Well, looking earlier at some of the Premier League players that have played here, and there's not many, but I mean, they all came at the end of their careers. It's like a big thing about them, but no one's ever played here that's any good. So it's a long way off.
Keane go over there at some point?
Probably Fowler.
Robbie Fowler, that's it, not Robbie Keane.
Probably Fowler did. Dwight York did. He was here last year. Ex-City player, an Everton player. What's he called? Jack Rodwell.
All right, yeah.
He played here last year. I don't know if he's got a club this season, but yeah, he played here last year. Yeah, he didn't shine, to be fair. I watched him in a couple of games. He wasn't great. The good thing about it over here is you can get to every game. There's plenty of tickets, so I can go to every home game and watch it, which I like. You know, you're not subscribing.
You can't really do an away day, though.
I was going to come to this. I can't do an away day. My closest away day is a 4-hour flight. And the problem we've got this season is there are two teams that play in the A-League that aren't even in Australia.
Where are they?
Wellington and Auckland, which are both in New Zealand.
Which is a 9-hour flight from Australia.
It's a 9-hour flight, yeah. So it's a 9-hour flight for your Wellington Phoenix away day. Which is it's quite comical.
But the thing is, though, worryingly, that means the Premier League will look at that and go, see, it's possible. So, because that's like us flying to Florida.
So flying to, which is exactly where they're going to go, isn't it? We've said this before, haven't we? They're definitely going to do it. Yeah, so Perth Glory play Wellington Phoenix. Actually, earlier in the season, when did they play them? 26th of October, so week 2.
What I do find very weird.
Got a 9-hour flight. They'll bring about 8 fans. They will bring fans, but they won't win it. Yes, it's one of the few, I think, isn't it?
So it's one of the hottest parts of the world, and you're going to go play football in it.
I went to a game last season. It was 42 degrees sat in the stand. It was hard to watch the match, sat still.
So you can see why the quality's not very good. Just running around in that heat, just no.
It must be intense. It's like running around in a sauna, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the one doing that at all.
We get underway. So it's another Friday night start, really. But yes, it'd be nice to get to a couple of away games, but it is a bit of a trek.
Because you don't have a city even anywhere near you, do you? There's another city within hours. You're in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere.
Adelaide's about 3.5 hour flight away, which is our next closest place to me.
I can get to Greece in that time.
Yeah,
and you can't even get out your own country.
I look to drive into the Aussie Grand Prix next year, and it's a 37-hour drive.
Across barren wasteland.
Let's have a road trip to the Grand Prix. About 37 hours? Oh, no, I'm not bothered with that one. So, have you?
Yeah, that's a little bit too far.
Have you locked in our dream team for this week?
No, what I have locked in so far is Super 6 for this week. Speaking of predictions for the league. So they are still editable at this point, but I've gone with what I go with a lot. There's a 2-1 is going to feature quite prominently in this so far.
Not having many clean sheets.
So Arsenal Wolves is the only one I've got as a clean sheet, which is 2-0 Arsenal. Yeah.
Interesting.
Newcastle Southampton 2-1 Newcastle. Your face so far says, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, no, Arsenal Wolves. I'll go 2-0. Yeah. Newcastle Southampton. Yeah, I suppose so. If Southampton managed to play in pink, though, I could throw a curveball in, wouldn't
it? What? Because all Newcastle players have been rolling around the floor laughing.
Newcastle not have a clue what's happening. I think they're playing 2020 cricket, aren't they?
Everton, Brighton. I've gone 2-1 Brighton.
Everton, Brighton. I see where the 2-1's going in everywhere.
Look at that. We've done. There's a lot more twos coming up. West Ham Villa 2-2. I don't know why. I just picked some numbers.
No,
This first game of the season is really difficult. I do think Villa should win that. I'm going to change that one.
2-1. I'm going to change it to 2-1.
I'm going to just change it to 2-1.
So Villa, West Ham 2-1.
Brentford Palace 1-1.
I like the sound of Brentford at the minute.
And then Chelsea City 3-1 City.
Ooh, 3-1. Yeah, Chelsea are going to get hammered, aren't they? Let's be honest.
And I mean, I've probably been kind of giving them a goal, but I don't like to not give a goal.
I think you've got the winners right. The team, I'm not so sure about some of the scores.
I never get scores right. I'm horrendous at doing this. I mean, any team or player that I predict will do badly will always do well. Let's be honest.
We'll put that up, shall we? And we'll let everyone have a look and laugh at what we're going for. I mean, I'm blaming you because you've actually picked these, not me. So.
Oh yeah, it's all 100% my fault.
We'll post that to socials, and then everyone can have a look at it, see if anyone can beat us.
And if you don't, you're really bad at Super 6.
I mean, if you only a score other than 2-1, you're pretty much going to win, aren't you? So.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll post the dream team, fantasy team as well, and then we'll keep updating that every week, see how we're getting on with the dream team. If we got starting, it was a lineup. Again, you've had to do this because I can't do it from you.
Well, I asked you about it, saying I've started doing the team. I accidentally pressed save as I asked you, so it picked the squad.
I can look, yeah. I can do it, but I couldn't do any changes because you'd already locked it in.
Yeah, because I pressed save.
Fantastic.
When I said save, I thought just the one. Oh, he's no longer a Chelsea player. He's about to leave. Gallagher.
He's good. He's been playing at fucking Madrid. He's no good. I'm getting points for him, are we?
But when I picked it, he's still showing us at Chelsea. So I don't know how
What
that's going to
happens
work.
now? Oh, for fuck's sake.
We're down a man
already.
10
men already. Fucking hell, I had a man
I do a
sent off
Chelsea,
before
I'll just buy somebody else. So we've got Martinez in goal.
A goalkeeper. Aston Villa.
West Ham. According to... Oh, no, they play West Ham away.
I'm going to say. So, hold on a minute. You picked a goalkeeper and then you picked score to be 2-2. So you're saying his keeper's conceding 2 already? This has not gone so well, has it? What you picked him for when you picked score to be 2-2? What a fucking disaster. He's written us off.
This through level.
Okay,
yeah, but his defence is going to do all right. Because we've got Ben White and I've picked 2-0. So Ben White will be
2-0, yeah. That's all right. We've conceded 2 though by a goalkeeper, so.
John Stones, centre half, but I picked Chelsea to score a goal, so
3-1. So we've conceded 3 here.
Gomez for Liverpool.
They're not.
He's not on. They're not on Super Six.
They play early Saturday, don't they?
Yeah, and then Lewis Dunk.
Brighton, you picked them to score 2-1 as well. So we've conceded 4.
4 goals as defensive. Yes.
So we might get a clean sheet off Arsenal, so we'll get a couple of points back there.
Yeah. Midfield, Joe Linton, Gallagher, Ward-Prowse and Bruno Guimaraes.
So we've only got 3 players in midfield.
And Ward-Prowse is part of the 2-2, so he might score. You never know.
Where's Ward-Prowse playing now?
West Ham.
Oh, yeah, he is, yeah. Does he not get points took off him for conceding a goal because he's in midfield?
Possibly.
So we're playing with a 3-man midfield and one of them's already costing us points. I mean, the good thing about Gallagher is we're not actually going to lose any points with him.
No, because he can't do it.
Don't we get to sub him out because he's left? It's not our fault Chelsea have sold him, is it?
I would have assumed so, but right now the squad still says that he's in it because he hasn't officially left. So until he officially leaves,
well, I can tell you what first manager I know what first manager to be sacked this season will be.
Me,
you. Your job's online already. It's not even kicked off.
Yeah, I'm going to start picking my Super Six based on my fantasy team and not just winging 2-1 at every result that I come across.
You should work on that method of pick your fantasy team and then don't pick any of them players that you thought you were going to pick. Come up with 11 in your head, and then don't pick any of them. Just pick a total of 11, yeah. Or do your Super Six first, and then think about, because if you think we're going to lose 3-1, don't put that goalkeeper in there. I don't know. It's a travesty. This
it's not gone well. I'm not
got cheek to laugh at my Man United prediction. And picks as a goalkeeper who's going to concede that half a season worth of goals in one game. Oh, we got up front. Come on, let's pull this back.
Haaland and Gakpo.
Oh, well, we're all right there then. We'll get Liverpool got Ipswich. They could get a bag full there. And
Haaland will score 2 of the 3 against Chelsea that I predicted in the 3-1.
Playing against some unnamed Chelsea defenders.
So yeah, it's all right. We're going to lose a lot at the back, but gain a lot up front. We're going for the Madrid approach.
We're like Real Madrid, that's it. We're going for the Real Madrid. We're going to win 5-4.
Well, yeah. Defense, nobody cares because they're just there.
So Dream Team is locked in. It's going to be an interesting weekend. The Super Six is risky, to say the least. Plenty of 2-1s. You've gone for Villa to finish 5th.
Yes.
Because you forgot Tottenham existed. Hope there's no Tottenham fans listening. Jesus Christ. Some people unsubscribing tomorrow morning.
I forgot Tottenham existed.
Forgot Tottenham existed. Yeah.
It's not my fault they're terrible and easy to forget.
Well, I mean, they don't win a lot, do they? I'll tell you what, who has done well. Brentford signing Carvalho. I think that's a good signing. It's a very tidy signing for him.
But they're just another pointless team.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to work on that mentality, there's 19 pointless teams in Premier League at the minute because City are going to win it, aren't they? But I don't mind Brentford. I don't mind. Whoa, about Solanke going to Spurs for £65 million?
And you wonder why I forget Spurs?
he scored a few goals last season, but I mean, 65 million. And
But they're just numbers. Do you not find though? Transfer fees in football are just numbers. It's just become irrelevant what the money actually is. It's just all silly numbers now.
I mean, it's probably about time they did away with it, to be fair, isn't it? And just adopted a different method because people it's ridiculous.
I mean, if you go back 15 years, 65 million quid would have made you the most expensive footballer in the world. And he's now Solanke's just been paid 65 million quid for.
Did it all start with? It's all started with that lad who left Liverpool, didn't it? Coutinho. He wasn't he the first major?
Yeah. 100 million. 100 million to
130 million to Barcelona. Everyone were like, it was just. And then it just. Oh, we bought. Who did we buy? But Pogba and Lukaku, didn't we? Like 90 million a pop. Lukaku's on his way to another club. He's going to Napoli. I mean, who keeps buying him?
And he's still employed by Chelsea.
When I watched him in Euros, honestly, our bin man's got better control than him. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's still employed by Chelsea. What a surprise as a player in Europe owned by Chelsea. When they said that, like Chelsea, I'm like, why Chelsea still on Lukaku? I mean, they should get him back, to be fair. He's better than what they've got. He's better than Jackson.
But I don't get the principle of not selling him. It's as though they're keeping hold of him as though they've got a plan.
Yeah, you've missed that key point there. Someone's got to buy him. That's the problem. And he's on stupid wages, isn't he? Problem is, he's on stupid wages. He'll have a massive deal because it's Chelsea. Who's going to buy Lukaku for like 50, 60 million? I mean, they bought him back for a fortune, didn't they?
90. I think it was 90.
He's been sold for nearly 90 million twice, Lukaku. I mean, unbelievable. And that man has made a lot of money from being not very good at what he does.
Somebody else has done really well for never having to do much. Scott Carson won another trophy yesterday.
Oh yeah, he loves life, doesn't he? He did say on a podcast that the best job in the world is to be a reserve goalkeeper. I mean, he's not even the reserve, is he? He's the reserve of the reserve.
Yeah, he's number
third
3
goalkeeper.
He meets the homegrown player quota.
Yeah, he's English, isn't he? So he's laughing.
Yeah,
and he's literally robbing a living. And
the most successful English goalkeeper ever.
Picking up a lot without actually playing a game.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time he played?
Did he play a Carabao Cup game?
I'm going to say, now I've just said that, I do think he might have played a Carabao Cup game. Because I remember seeing him, he was grey.
Yeah,
thinking,
must be an hard life.
How is he still going? But you can do if you're not playing, can't you? Why can you? You mean to play till you're 55 if you're just going to sit on bench?
Oh yeah, he might as well never retire. Officially.
Scott Carson, he's the man of the hour. Scott Carson.
He'll be in England set up at some point, surely, as a coach.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say as a goalkeeper. So Gareth Southgate's gone now, isn't it? Are we going to be any better under the new guy, or is it just going to be? Is he just a reboot of Gareth Southgate, do you reckon?
Well, of course, he's them already. And the FA are coaching and building based around the same mentality of be quiet, be a yes man, don't cause waves, and if you happen to win something, fair enough.
I kind of see the theory they're working to is the theory we were talking about earlier. They're trying to promote from within somebody who knows the style that they want. So England are trying to play to a style of football, so they're getting a manager in that plays to the style of football that they know. But like, he's not a football manager, is he? I mean, at the minute, he's never been a football manager.
The style of football couldn't play in his crap. What's the point building it around that? If you're building it on the Southgate mentality, we're screwed.
Yeah. But was the style of football down to Southgate, or was the style of football down to the FA and how they're building things now? Is that the way that we're going to play, no matter what?
No, I think it was a Southgate thing. He was a defender in life. He was a defensive player. He's a defensive. Everything's
I don't agree.
Safety first.
I mean, again, when you're England and your FA, surely you've got a list of managers at any one point that if Southgate leaves today, this is who we'll go for. If Southgate leaves in a week, this is who we'd go for. If Southgate leaves in 6 months, this is who we'd go for. It's kind of like the only people that didn't know Southgate was leaving was the FA. Everyone else knew. And oh, he's left. Southgate's left. We need to find another guy. Oh, here's a guy. Doing under 21. That's a game job. It's not like I don't know. They just don't seem to have succession planned at all for this. It just
Well, no,
seems to be.
it's like we said before. The succession plan is based on who's cheapest, not best.
But again, it's like it's going to cost you more money to not qualify for a tournament or go out of a tournament in the group stage, than it is to pay 6 or 7 million quid, which in the grand scheme of things these days is nothing. To to go and get the guy that's actually could do something for us. But it's the old English way, I suppose, isn't it? Take what's easiest and deal with it after. I mean, we play soon, don't we?
Yeah.
Is it
September
6th, late
September?
September?
Like that. Early September.
So it's about a month away. It's his first game, so we'll see.
But speaking of England and Carsley, Charity Shield yesterday, every time Rashford got the ball, it cut to Carsley and they kept talking about him being in the England squad. Rashford cannot be anywhere near that England.
No.
He's useless.
It shouldn't be in the Man United squad at the minute, but again, we're back to that thing of we've got nobody else, so he's got to play. But if everyone's fit for Man United, Rashford doesn't play.
Well, he can't. He's not good.
You've got Amad and Garnacho who are working the socks off, playing well, scoring goals, getting assists. Rashford doesn't either at the minute. I mean, that chance he missed in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote earlier, it's harder to score. It's harder to miss than score.
Yeah. And
the only person in
the
the ground surprised he missed, not surprised he missed, was Rashford. Everyone else, you're just thinking, well, it's a goal. And he hits the post, and it's almost like, oh, what happened there? Yeah, I don't know. He's at the minute, he's not good enough. I mean, somebody said that there were questions earlier saying if United got 80 million for Rashford, would you take it? And I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
80 million for Rashford right now.
His time's done, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably looking like along and gives 120 million for him and Rashford, him and Sancho. That'd be pretty damn good summer, I think, for us.
In hindsight, when PSG wanted it seasons ago, you probably should have let him go.
Yeah, it's the old thing.
Always 20.
You don't want him to go and then rediscover his form, do you? Because then you think, we had a homegrown player who was brilliant, and he was brilliant. 18 when he come back from the World Cup, he was absolutely fantastic. His goals, his ratio after Qatar were unbelievable. But it's just gone totally down the pan at the minute. And I mean, he's not going to go this summer. It's too late now. We've only got 2 weeks left for the transfer, and
2.5
weeks left. 20 days left. So he's not going to go now because we won't have time to replace him. So he's going to be here until next summer, because he's not the sort of player that's going to leave in January, because no one's going to pay that sort of money in January for him. So he's got this season to save his sort of career, hasn't
he? Yeah, I don't see it happening with what I've seen so far. And it's going to be one game, but it's just seems a continuation of what we saw last season with him.
Yeah, I mean, there were glimpses of him in pre-season, but it's pre-season, isn't it? I mean, you're not playing the elite oppositions that you're going to play against. So,
but Anthony says he's going to be in the goals and assists this season.
Harry Maguire being in goals and assists, and that idiot, another guy. I mean, he absolutely. I mean, again, just another player we've bought, and we're just on a whim. The sort of thing that just can't keep happening. I mean, just the amount of players we've bought, and you just look and think, we paid top dollar for him. Again, in the first season he came in, he looked all right. He didn't look nothing special, but he's just drifting.
He's just a show. He's a show pony, and the tricks don't even work.
It don't work hard enough. Again, he's one of these that you dangle a leg to try and win a tackle, and then that's my effort done. Player just runs past him, runs off him like Rashford doing last season. So you've got you've got the man on the right and the man on the left, not tracking back, not tackling people, and then can't even go the other way and do the job going forward. And that's where you lose out of it, because you can sustain it if when they get the ball they go the other way and do something, but when their defenders know that they're not in danger, they don't have to mark them, so they can push on and they don't track back. So you lose both ways, don't you?
You know, that season you were confident was going to be really good. Have you not just talked yourself out of that whole belief?
Just written it off in the last 30 seconds. No, it's going to be good. Look, 2-0 Friday night. Who's going to score? I can't go for goal scores because I don't even know who's going to be playing, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be 2-1. We're pinning his hopes on 2-1 this season for everything.
2-0. 2-0 Man United.
No, 2-1. 2-1 the
score. So, I think we'll wrap it up at that, mate.
Yes, no worries. We didn't really get a chance to cover some other sports, but yes, there's not really anything major happened.